Warm spring light filled my parents' dining room as the family came together for what Mom proudly called Celebration Sunday. I glanced at my 10-year-old son, Marcus. He had his father's dark eyes and my stubborn chin. He sat quietly at the kids' table while my sister Jennifer's son, Tyler, walked around showing off his brand new phone. "Everyone, come here," Dad announced, using that serious tone he always had when something important was coming. I stood near the kitchen with my coffee, already knowing this announcement wasn't about us. It never was. Jennifer smiled brightly and guided Tyler to the center of the living room. My brother David and his wife Amanda stood nearby, phones ready. Mom wiped her eyes with a tissue even before anything happened. "Tyler," Dad said, pulling an envelope from his jacket. "You've had an amazing year. Straight A's, soccer team captain, and early acceptance to State University." Tyler's smile grew wider. At 17, he carried himself with confidence, the kind kids have when life has always gone their way. "We're so proud of you," Mom added, her voice full of emotion. "So we wanted to do something special." Dad handed Tyler the envelope. When he opened it, his excited shout made Marcus jump beside me. "Car keys? You bought me a car?" The room exploded with cheers. Jennifer hugged Tyler while crying. David slapped him on the back. Amanda was already posting photos online. Dad led everyone outside to the driveway, where a silver sedan sat with a big bow on the hood. Marcus tugged at my sleeve. "Mom, can we see it?" "Of course," I said softly. We walked out together. Everyone crowded around the car, taking turns sitting in the driver's seat and admiring the sound system. Tyler started the engine and the cheers grew louder. Marcus stood quietly at the edge of the lawn, watching it all. "Pretty cool, right?" I asked. He nodded, but his eyes carried a familiar sadness, one that broke my heart every time. After about 20 minutes, everyone headed back inside. Mom had already laid out a cake, just as she always did, ready to continue the celebration. A full production. "Marcus!" Mom called out as we walked in. "I almost forgot." She dug into her purse and pulled out a small plastic bag. Inside were 3 pieces of dollar store candy, still attached to the cardboard strip. "Here you go, sweetheart. I saw these and thought of you." Marcus accepted them carefully with both hands. "Thank you, Grandma." Mom turned to me and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Dollar store candy is fine for your son. Tyler's the successful one. He's earned real rewards." "Tyler works hard," Dad added, nodding in agreement. "He's got the grades, the ambition, the drive. He's going places." What they didn't say hung in the air. In the car, Marcus sat quietly, holding the candy in his lap. 3 blocks passed before he spoke. "Mom?" "Yeah, buddy?" "Why does Grandma like Tyler more?" My hands tightened on the steering wheel. "It's not about liking anyone more." "But he got a car," he said softly, "and I got candy." "Tyler's 17, you're 10. When you're older, things will be different." He nodded, but we both knew that wasn't true. Things had never been different. That night, after Marcus went to bed, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and checked my calendar. The emails had already started coming in. From Mom, Jennifer's engagement party, June 15th, Oakmont Country Club. Save the date. From Jennifer, "We need final numbers for the venue. I'm so excited." From David, "Mom says you're helping coordinate. The club already has our deposit." I closed the laptop and poured myself a glass of wine. 2 weeks later, my phone rang during my lunch break. Mom's name lit up the screen. "Sweetheart, we have a problem." "What's going on?" "The country club called. They say they need the owner's signature to process the deposit for Jennifer's engagement party. Some new policy. Can you believe that?" "That does sound frustrating," I said calmly. "They mentioned a property management company. Westfield Holdings. Do you know anyone there? Maybe you could call." I'm sure it's just paperwork, but Jennifer is panicking. Westfield Holdings. Yes, I said slowly. They manage the club now. New ownership since last year. Mom paused. Oh, well, that makes sense. The woman on the other end of the line kept talking, unaware that everything had just changed. The person on the phone didn't budge. They were clear. No authorization signature, no progress. I placed my water down slowly. I'll take care of it. Oh, thank you, sweetheart, Mom said with relief. I knew we could count on you. For something. After the call ended, I stared at my phone. Westfield Holdings. The property management company I started 6 years ago. The same company that now owned Oakmont Country Club, Riverside Event Center, the Grand Hotel Ballroom, and 4 other top venues in the county. My phone rang again. It was Jennifer. Did Mom call you? This is a nightmare. The engagement party is in 8 weeks. Deposits are paid, invitations are ordered, and now they're asking for an owner's signature. Who even owns the place? Some corporate executive who doesn't care about people's big moments. I'm sure it'll get sorted out, I said. But can you help? You're good at this stuff. Calling people, handling paperwork. That's what you do, right? I'll see what I can do. Thank you. Seriously. I don't know how we'd manage without you dealing with all the boring details. Boring? Like building a property portfolio worth $43 million. That evening, David called. This venue situation is getting out of control, he said. Mom's panicking, Jennifer's crying, Dad's talking about suing the country club. Suing them for what? I don't know. Breach of contract, maybe. He's furious. We've used that club for everything for 15 years. His retirement party, Jennifer's graduation, Tyler's soccer banquets. And now some new owner is playing hardball. New ownership usually brings new rules, I said. Well, this owner needs to fix it fast. We've got Jennifer's engagement party in June, Tyler's graduation party in July, and Mom and Dad's anniversary in August. 3 events already booked and paid for. I opened my laptop and checked my company records. All 3 events were scheduled at venues I owned. That's a lot of events, I said calmly. Exactly. And this signature requirement is holding everything up. Mom tried calling the club manager, but now everything goes through Westfield Holdings. Very corporate, very cold. They probably have their reasons. There was a pause. Whose side are you on? David asked. I'm not taking sides, I replied. I'm just saying, businesses have procedures, I finished. David sighed. Can you at least try to help? Make a few calls. You're good at the behind-the-scenes work, the background stuff, the boring stuff. The stuff that supposedly didn't matter, because I wasn't the successful one. I'll make some calls, I said. 3 days later, an email arrived from Linda, my property manager who oversaw daily operations at all my venues. Sarah, your family has been calling several times a day. Your mother came to the country club in person and argued with the event's coordinator. Your father mentioned legal action. Your sister said she would go above us and contact the owner directly. Do you want me to continue with standard procedure, or would you like to step in personally? I replied. Please continue standard procedure. All events require owner authorization, as outlined in the updated contracts. Linda responded a few minutes later. Understood. For what it's worth, I've never seen your family speak to staff this way. The coordinator nearly resigned yesterday. That evening, Mom called again. This is beyond frustrating, she said. Do you know what they told Jennifer today? That if we don't get this owner's approval, they'll cancel the reservation and keep our $5,000 deposit. That's something the venue would need to handle, I replied calmly. We are talking to them, she snapped, but they keep repeating the same thing. Policy, new ownership, new rules. I'd like to speak to this owner, she continued. What kind of person creates rules that ruin family celebrations? They may have their reasons, I said. Reasons? Her voice rose. What possible reason is there to put people's milestones at risk? I stayed silent. Jennifer is heartbroken, Mom went on. This was supposed to be her perfect engagement party. We've been planning it for months. And Tyler's graduation party already has 50 people confirmed. Then there's your father's retirement celebration in September. We booked that venue over a year ago. You do have a lot of events scheduled, I said quietly. And now, all of them are in danger, she replied. All because some corporate owner won't sign one simple approval. It feels like they're intentionally ruining our family's most important moments. I'm sure that's not their goal, I said. Then what is? She demanded. To make things difficult? To show their power? It's cruel. That's what it is. She kept talking. I listened and said nothing. Giving a 10-year-old dollar store candy while his cousin gets a car. I said quietly. Maybe you really should speak to the owner. I've tried. Mom snapped. They won't tell us who it is. Everything goes through this management company, Westfield Holdings. It's like hitting a wall. No one gives us straight answers. Have you tried asking me? I asked. There was silence. What? You've called me 3 times asking for help, I said calmly. But you never asked the right question. I don't understand. Who do you think owns Westfield Holdings? More silence. How would you even know that? She finally asked. Because I built it, I said. 6 years ago, right after Marcus was born, right after you told me I'd never be anything because I chose to raise my son on my own. I heard her breath stop. The country club you love so much? I continued. I bought it when the original owners retired. The Riverside Event Center, where Tyler's soccer banquet was held. That's mine. The Grand Hotel Ballroom where Dad's retirement party is scheduled, also mine. She didn't speak. Every venue you've used for family events over the last 4 years, I said, steady and clear. I own all of them. That's impossible, she whispered. It's not, I replied. I'm the owner you've been demanding to speak to. I'm the signature you need. I paused. The same person whose child only deserved dollar store candy. Sarah, she began. Linda will email the authorization forms tomorrow, I said. For Jennifer's engagement party, you'll need to review the updated contract carefully. There are new sections about how staff are treated, respect policies, professional conduct. We didn't mean... Yes, I said. You did. You said Tyler was the successful one. Marcus got candy. I handled the boring background work, while you celebrated what you thought mattered. How long have you owned these places? She asked quietly. Does it matter? I replied. You've been coming to these venues for years. You never once asked about my life. My work. What I do when I'm not sitting quietly at family gatherings, watching you praise Tyler and overlook my son. Then Dad's voice came through the phone. Mom had put me on speaker. Now hold on. No, Dad, I said firmly. You hold on. Every authorization will require an in-person meeting with me, I continued. At each venue, you'll meet the staff you spoke down to, the people you dismissed. I took a breath. And you'll listen. The coordinators you spoke harshly to, the managers you tried to pressure. And yes, you will apologize to every one of them. This is blackmail, Mom said. No, I replied calmly. This is business. These are my venues, my staff, and my reputation. If you want to use my spaces, you follow my rules. That starts with treating people with basic respect. Jennifer's engagement party will move forward if you agree to my terms, I continued. So will Tyler's graduation celebration. So will your anniversary and Dad's retirement party, but not until you understand something. I paused. The person you've dismissed for years, the one you thought was only good for background work. is the same person who decides whether your most important events happen at all. Jennifer's voice came through the phone, shaking. Sarah, please. I didn't know. You didn't want to know, I said gently. None of you did. It was easier to believe I was barely getting by, easier to assume paperwork was all I could handle. Meanwhile, Marcus watched his cousin receive praise, trips, and cars, and he got dollar store candy. Mom finally spoke again. Just, please don't cancel the events. I'm not canceling anything, I said. But here's what will happen. You will sign the updated contracts. You will meet each venue coordinator in person and apologize. You will attend a meeting with me and Linda to review conduct expectations. And you will write Marcus a letter explaining why he deserved better than being treated like an afterthought at his own family gatherings. Silence. These are the terms, I said. You have 48 hours to agree. After that, I release the reservations. I ended the call. The next morning, Linda forwarded me several emails. Mom had already scheduled meetings at all 3 venues. Jennifer had sent a written apology to the events coordinator. Dad had agreed to every contract update. Then, there was one more message. From Mom, sent directly to me. We'll do everything you asked. We never understood how hard you were working or how much you built. We should have noticed. We should have celebrated you the way we celebrated Tyler. And we're sorry we made Marcus feel like he mattered less. He deserves better. You both do. I read it twice. Then I called Marcus into my office. Hey buddy, I said. Want to help me with some work? His face lit up. Really? Really? I need help reviewing venue contracts. And I thought you might want to visit the country club, the one where your cousin's graduation party will be. We're going there? He asked. Yes, I smiled. We own it. He froze. We own the country club? We own a few places, I said. Want to see them? He nodded, speechless. As we drove, Marcus asked quietly, Mom, does this mean Grandma was wrong? Wrong about what? About Tyler being the only successful one. I reached over and squeezed his hand. Tyler has his successes, but so do we. And from now on, everyone will know that. At the country club, Linda greeted us at the entrance. Sarah, your mother is waiting in the events office. She's been here since opening. Good, I said. I looked down at Marcus. Want to meet the people who work with us? He nodded, standing a little taller. We walked through the doors of my venue, my business, my success. And this time, my son walked beside me, knowing exactly where he belonged.